It was an ordinary afternoon at the cafe, and Dinah was halfway through her shift, feeling the weight of exhaustion pressing down on her. The smell of espresso mingled with the faint aroma of pastries as she wiped down the tables, her mind preoccupied with looming bills. Rent was due in 2 days, and her phone bill remained unpaid. Tips that day had been minimal, leaving her discouraged. As she checked her phone, Dinah sighed and tied her ponytail tighter. One more hour to go, she thought. The soft jingle of the doorbell interrupted her thoughts. She glanced up, pen in hand, and saw a tall, lean young man walk in. He wore a plain shirt and slacks, exuding an effortless charm. Two men trailed behind him, blending into the background with watchful eyes. It wasn't a place that attracted high-profile guests, but something about this trio felt different. For a moment, Dinah froze, her pen hovering above her notepad until professionalism took over. She approached the table where the young man had seated himself in the far corner. "Good afternoon," she greeted with a polite smile. "Can I get you something to start?" The young man looked up, his face calm and composed. Dinah suddenly recognized him. Barron Trump. The son of the former president had been a familiar face in the media over the years. Her heart raced, but she maintained her composure. "I'll have a cappuccino and a croissant," Barron replied softly, his tone polite yet reserved. "Absolutely. Anything else?" Dinah asked. "That'll be perfect. Thank you," he said, offering a faint smile. As she walked back to prepare the order, Dinah couldn't shake the flutter in her chest. She stole occasional glances at him, noticing his calm demeanor as he gazed out the window, lost in thought. Unlike other customers glued to their phones or laptops, Barron seemed present, almost serene. The cappuccino machine hissed as Dinah prepared his order, trying to steady her nerves. Once everything was ready, she approached his table and carefully placed the items in front of him. "Here you go," she said with a smile. "Thank you," he replied, his voice sincere. Minutes turned into an hour as Barron quietly enjoyed his coffee. Dinah busied herself with cleaning tables and refilling sugar containers, yet she couldn't help but notice him scribbling something on the receipt toward the end of his meal. He folded the paper neatly and tucked it under the empty coffee cup before gathering his belongings and leaving with a polite nod. "Thank you for coming," Dinah said softly as he passed by. "Have a good day," he replied, his words lingering in the air. After he left, the cafe felt unusually quiet. Dinah made her way to the table to clear it, finding the folded receipt beneath the empty cup. Expecting a standard tip, she unfolded it casually, only to gasp as her eyes fell on the number. 4 crisp digits stared back at her. Alongside the generous tip was a handwritten note that read, "Your kindness and hard work don't go unnoticed. My family has been where you are. Stay strong. Brighter days are coming." Dinah's hands trembled as she reread the words. Tears welled in her eyes and her knees felt weak. She sank into the chair across from where Barron had sat, overwhelmed by a mix of emotions. It wasn't just the money, it was the note, the empathy behind it. For the first time in months, Dinah felt truly seen. Her manager approached her, concerned by the tears streaming down her face. "You okay?" she asked. Dinah hesitated before replying, "I'm fine. Just a really generous tip." Her manager raised an eyebrow. "Generous enough to make you cry?" Dinah handed her the receipt. The moment her manager saw the amount, she let out a low whistle. "No way! Who left this?" "Corner table," Dinah replied, her voice still shaky. "That was Barron Trump." As the note made its way through the cafe staff, whispers filled the room. Some were amazed, others curious, but all shared a sense of awe at the unexpected kindness. Dinah, however, felt protective of the moment. It was personal, something she wanted to keep close to her heart. But the story didn't stay private for long. The next morning, Dinah woke to dozens of messages on her phone. "Girl, is this you? You're famous. Is this for real?" Confused, she clicked on a link sent by a friend. It was an article from a major news outlet with the headline, "Barron Trump leaves Waitress, a touching note and huge tip. Internet reacts." The story had gone viral. Someone had taken a photo of the note and shared it online, sparking widespread attention. Social media was abuzz with comments, many praising Barron's gesture and the heartfelt message he left behind. Others speculated about Dinah's life and the struggles she must have been facing. At the cafe, Dinah became the center of attention. Customers and co-workers alike bombarded her with questions, while a news crew waited outside, eager for an interview. Dinah felt overwhelmed, exposed in a way she hadn't anticipated. When her manager suggested she appear on a morning talk show to share her story, Dinah hesitated. It wasn't about the money or the fame for her. It was about the kindness and the reminder that someone, even a stranger, had cared enough to see her. After much thought, she agreed, but made it clear that she wanted to focus on the note, not the tip. During the interview, Dinah spoke candidly about what the message had meant to her. It wasn't about the money, she said. It was the words. I've been going through a tough time, and that note reminded me to hold on to hope. The host asked what she'd like to say to Barron if he were watching. Dinah smiled softly, her voice steady despite the emotion behind it. Thank you, not for the money but for seeing me and reminding me that brighter days are ahead. The interview resonated with viewers across the country. People began sharing their own stories of small acts of kindness that had made a difference in their lives. Dinah returned to work the next day, feeling lighter. Customers left kind notes on napkins, tipped a little extra, and expressed their gratitude more sincerely. For Dinah, the note remained a treasured keepsake, tucked safely in her wallet. It was a reminder that even in the darkest moments, kindness had the power to change lives. Sometimes all it takes is a simple gesture, a kind word, a thoughtful action, to remind someone that they are not alone.